sets and set notations. This lesson is relevant for Cambridge O-levels, especially for grade 9s and 10s. When we learn about sets, we have to know the meaning of certain important words that we use in these lesson sets. First thing is, you have to know what an element of a set is. Look at this example. It says list the elements of the set V. So, the set V means the vowels in the English alphabet. So, this is how you list the elements of this set V. V is equal to open curl brackets A, E, I, O, U. So they are the vowels of the English alphabet, and you close the curl brackets. So each letter A, E, I, O, U is called as the element of this set V. We separate each element using a comma, and the word element can be symbolized as below. So we can say A is an element of set V. This is how you symbolize it in terms of sets. So it says E is an element of set V. I is an element of set V. Also we can say O is an element of set V and U is an element of set V. You can fill the two blanks over here. And if you could count, there are 5 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 elements in this particular set V. So we can write the number of elements in set V. This is how you write it in terms of sets. Number of elements in set V is equal to 5. Let me continue with another example. It says list the elements of the set X. So we have to know what is this set X is. So the set X is the first 7 prime numbers. So in this case, you have to know the prime numbers. The first 7 prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 and 17. So how could you list this word list? This is how you list it. You have to say X is equal to, you have to use curl brackets, and the elements are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 and 17. Each element is separated with a comma. So how could you say that 2 is an element of the set X? We can show it like this. 2 is an element of set X. So how do you show it's an element? This is the symbol we use to show that a given value is an element of the given set. Also, we can see that there are 7 prime numbers in this particular set. So we say the number of elements in set X, you show it like this. Number of elements in set X is equal to 7. What is important here is for you to know how to write what is said in English in terms of this set notations. So that then it makes you to do the sum easily. Okay, so this is another example. So you can try this. List the elements of the set E. So this set E means the even integers between 50 and 62 inclusive. You know the meaning of the word inclusive. So you have to include 50 and 62. So E equals to open curl brackets. We are going to list the elements, separating each element with a comma. 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60 and 62. So they are the even numbers between 50 and 62 inclusive, and you close the curly brackets. So you can call all these 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60 and 62 as elements of the set E. So it says to write the number of elements in set E. So we have, how many elements do you have here? You can count and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So the number of elements in set E is 7. You can do it of your own. So this is about the subsets. What is a subset? You can see that A is inside B. So everything in A is entirely inside B. We can say that A is a subset of B. Actually, the subset is a smaller set which entirely contained within another set. We can symbolize A is a subset of B. So this is the symbol that you use in sets to show that it is a subset. Now if I want to write B is a subset of A, this is how you do it. B is a subset of A. So in this case, B is inside A. Look at the figure. You can see that A is the big set, B is the smaller set. So B is entirely inside A. So I will explain about subset using an example. Look at this diagram. Can you see that the set A has 3 elements, 2, 3 and 4. And all these 3 elements are included in the set B, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Also there is a main set called U, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 as its elements. What I have done here is I have drawn set A inside set B and set B inside this main set U. So I can call set A is a subset of set B. How could I symbolize subset? Is this way. Set A is a subset of set B. The symbol that you use to represent a subset is this. Okay, look at this example as well. So you can see there is a set called X with elements 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 and 17. And I have highlighted 3, 5 and 7, which these 3 elements are there in the set D. So I can clearly see that set D is a subset of set X because the smaller set D and the bigger set is X. Every element in the smaller set is there inside the bigger set. So I can symbolize it as D is a subset of X. So there are further examples. You can try and see. There is a set called B. So you have 3, 7, 11 and 17. So you can see that all the elements in set B is there in the set X. So I will call that set B is also a subset of set X. Look at P. So the elements of P is 13, 15 and 17. If you look at the set X, X does not have the value 15. So you can say that P is not a subset of set X because the element 15 is not there. So how do you show it? You can say P is not a subset of X. So K and J you can try and see. Okay, now I am going to explain you another set notation, another symbol. So this symbol is about the elements and not an element. So I think we learned about elements at the beginning of this lesson, but not an element is what I'm going to explain here more. So if you want to show it's an element, this is the symbol that you use to show it's an element. And if you're going to say that it's not an element, we have to use this symbol. Look at this. 6 is not an element of B. So if you take the set B, in set B you have the elements 4, 9, 2 and 7. And you can clearly see that 6 is not included in B. Therefore, you can say 6 is not an element of set B. Dog is not an element of A. So you just check and see the set A. In the set A, there's nothing called cats and dogs. It has A, B, C, D, E, F. So we can clearly see that dog is not an element of set A. There's a small exercise over here. So you can use the symbol to say whether it's an element or not an element. So you're going to check with the set C. You have to see whether the word lorry is there inside the set C. It's not. So you also have to check with the set F. The set F, it says the people in this room. So dog is not a person or people in the room. So again, dog is not an element of the set F. And they also look into the set A. In set A, you have A, B, C, D, E, F as the elements. And you can clearly see that E is included in set A. So E is an element of set A.